Have you ever heard of the terms mountaintop moments and valley moments in life? Well, if you haven't, then hopefully this will explain it a little bit more. Now, I went on a walk. You're probably thinking, well done, Emily, you went on a walk. Now, this was a walk up a mountain. And there was a guy from my old church who was like in his 70s, and he was like, Emily, do you want to come up to the top of the mountain with me? And we'll meet some other family friends up there. I was like, yeah, sound. I've done really long walks, this is kind of short, I'm well prepared, I can do this. And shock horror, it started in a valley. Now, I thought I had this down, but it is fair to say that this was one of the hardest walks I have ever done. Not because of like the distance, but because of the elements that were happening around me. Okay, it was freezing, it was snowing, I was soaked through, I tripped over a rock and cut my knee open, I fell into a stream, as you do. So one foot was freezing cold, soaked through, and it was like the other foot was like, I feel left out, do something. And so I fell into a bog, as you do. So I had one freezing cold wet foot, one cold freezing muddy foot, and then all of a sudden like this fog just came in, and we couldn't see really kind of that far ahead of us. And I was looking at Garth, and I was just so close to saying to him, please can we stop, please can we turn around, I can't do this anymore, I give up. It was all too much for me. At that moment in time, it very much felt like a valley moment in a valley. There are times in life where it can feel like all the elements are against us, where we see pain, we see suffering, we see uncertainty, we feel anxiety, and it feels that it's just full of despair. And we're wondering, where is that mountaintop moment? In this passage, it talks about walking through dark valleys. And David says that he won't be afraid because he knows that his shepherd, our shepherd, is with us always. Now, last week I spoke about how God is right next to us. He goes before us, he's behind us, and he's all around us because he wants to be close to us during the good times, during the bad times, in the small things and in the big things. He is right there. Now, on this walk that I did with Garth, he could see that I was clearly struggling. It may be because I looked an utter mess, or that I was emotionally a mess because of the teary eyes that I had. So Garth started to guide me in where I was walking. He went before me and was like, Emily, that's a slippery rock, don't go on there. Emily, there's a bog coming up. You've done that before, let's not do it again. He'd be cracking the jokes to try and put a smile on my face, and he'd be giving some chocolate to have energy so that we could get to the top of the mountain, even though I couldn't see it. We may not be able to see in the darkness, but our shepherd guides our steps, because as we've said before, he's right next to us, but he goes before us. And in that, he protects us. If we fall down, he's going to pick us up, and that's when he's going to comfort us. So he's going to pick us up, brush us down, and will take us on. There's a lot that's going on in the world today that can be scary, can be overwhelming, and can cause us anxiety by what we hear in the news, what we see on social media, and what we hear in conversations. But this I do know, that God is with us throughout it all. In this psalm it says about God being our shepherd. But this ain't just any shepherd. God created the stars, the moon, the air that we breathe in. It's incredible. This is a God who is close and almighty. So when David says that he has nothing to fear, I kind of get it. But I understand that fear is also a human emotion. So we have to choose to trust in our shepherd. Choose to trust that he is close with us at all times, because he is the Almighty One. He is the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. Me and Garth finally got to the top of the mountain. I was in one piece, and I think he was very relieved that I got up in one piece and was hopefully going to palm me off onto someone else. Now, I had this mountain top experience, but it wasn't the view. I couldn't see a thing. It was so foggy, there was nothing. It was freezing, it was -degrees. But what it was in this tiny shelter where we'd met up with the 3 other close family friends, where I knew them to care for me, that they respected me, they wanted the best for me. Garth gave me a cup of hot chocolate, which just felt like a cup of comfort, and in a way he was protecting me. And these are the truths that I know to be of God as well. Sometimes we have to say the truths of God over ourselves, because we need to stand firm on them, and there's sometimes that actually we need to even cling on to them. Now, last year I was very much in a valley moment, and I had to say these truths over and over and over again, so that the more I said them, the more that they sunk in. Now, I'm gonna say some truths that are in this psalm, and I'm gonna say a statement, and then I'm gonna pause. And what I would love you to do is to repeat that truth, to speak it over you, to know that those words are true for you. My God leads me to places of rest. My God restores my soul. My God is with me. My God is next to me. My God goes before me. My God is behind me. My God is all around me. My God protects me. My God comforts me. With my God, I do not need to be afraid.